Hi there, it's Professor Bill. Greetings from Williamsburg, Virginia, the north end of Hampton Roads, Virginia. Both Sears and Kmart were venerable retailers in Hampton Roads throughout the 20th century, as they were through the United States. Sears came first. It opened catalog stores in the Hampton Roads area in the 1930s. Then in 1950, it opened its first large box store in Norfolk, Virginia. 9 years later, it opened the second large box store in the Hampton Roads area in Newport News. That became the first large box for the Virginia Peninsula. Throughout the remainder of the 20th century, Sears and Kmart remained strong. But as the 20th century turned to the 21st century, things got rough. And in 2004, the two combined forces and became the Sears Holding Company. In October 2018, that combined entity filed for bankruptcy. In January 2019, former President Eddie Lampert put forth a $5.2 billion offer to the bankruptcy court to spare the organization. In February of 2019, that bankruptcy plan was approved. The saga continues.
Right down and take a look. There are wonderful things inside this book. We'll ship your house COD. If you're locked outside, we'll send the key. With all we have is the best one made, and the lower price is the buck we save. We'll sit right down to the things we took. There's wonderful things inside this book.
Get out of your general store. Mail on the fly offers so much more now. Catch the latest having shipped ashore. The times are changing, you just can't get more now. They got no restless out there. Invert the world if we can. You've been playing with fire.
Sears Holding Company was sold to former President and CEO Eddie Lampert. Lampert proclaimed at the time that his proposal saved 425 stores and 45,000 jobs. Bankruptcy judge Robert Drain agreed. He looked at the creditors as he approved the sale and said, "Do you know how many people live paycheck to paycheck? Do you care? Do you remember what happened when Toys R Us failed?" Horrible mass murderer Charles Manson said to his prosecutors at his trial, "The music speaks, but you're too deaf, dumb, and blind to listen to it." Sometimes that's the way it is with financial data. Sears' annual report spoke for 2015, 2016, and 2017. They talked about an organization in terrible turmoil. Losses were no less than $383 million in a year, and sometimes were over $2 billion. The company had no equity. It had a deficit. Its current ratio, which describes whether current assets can pay current liabilities, said indeed that current assets couldn't pay current liabilities. And buried deep in Note 13, an obscure footnote, was one called store closing, severance costs, and impairments. This described how over a 3-year period, Sears Holding Company closed 554 Kmart stores and 170 Sears stores. Hi, I'm in downtown Newport News, Virginia. This is 27th and Huntington Avenue. This is the site of the original retail outlet Sears on the Virginia Peninsula. This was built in 1959 and was Sears' large retail store on the peninsula until 1975.
In my mind, not so long ago, no, we wouldn't need all that.
It's an interesting epilogue that from the time Sears started in 1893 until 1925, it was a catalog organization. There were no retail stores. If Sears could have continued this way until 2019, it would today be a fierce competitor for Amazon.com and Walmart, switching orders by mail to orders by internet. But between 1925 and 2015, American consumers demanded big box retailing. Sears complied, and in the end, the high cost related to this may be what caused it to fail. Time will tell.
traffic gone. Tops is gone, and Kaufman's gone, and Larkin's gone. Price is gone, Alzheimer's gone, the famous gone.